julep, julep, julep.
Really, I think the thing that people want to know the most about right now, obviously, is the bear market that we're in. And I've got a pretty unique perspective on the bear market, having gone through. Technically, this will be my third one since I got into crypto. So the thing is, when you have new people coming into the space, what you'll find is that they're very hopeful. They're very hopeful over what is going to be happening in the next 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 24 hours. And you have these events like the Vassal Hard Fork, for instance, where you look at that and you say, man, like this has been such a great upgrade to the network. Are we going to see the price explode? Are we going to see the price go up? Because in the bull run, if you go back to the Shelley Hard Fork, that really kind of kicked off the entire bull run pretty much. That would have been in, I think it was June of 2020, right after the halving. Cardano price pumped after that. We had a lot of altcoins that were moving and grooving and doing pretty well. And, you try to apply that to the bear market and you say, man, we didn't get any movement at all. We got no movement from a hard fork. And that's just the downward sucking action of a bear market, what it tends to do. But another cool thing that happens in these bear markets is that people start building stuff. Almost everybody who comes into crypto comes in too late for that bull market that they're in. I started my channel in January of 2018. Do you guys know when the peak of the last bull market was? January of 2018. So I literally the 1 month in between December and January while I was planning the channel, I decided to do it. Justin Williams and I were, we were making, Bitboy superheroes and stuff like that. We created the channel, the idea of it, right at the top of Bitcoin. And then we went live exactly at the top of the overall market. And a lot of people would look at that and say, man, that's such horrible timing. Like the worst possible time to start a channel in crypto or to build something in crypto is at the very, very, very peak of the market. And I'll be honest with you, if I actually had an inkling back then that we were not going to be coming up anytime soon, then I probably wouldn't have started the channel. I started the channel because I wanted people to have fun. I know how many of you guys know like the original version of my channel. It was not called Bitboy Crypto. It was called Bitboy and Hodl. Justin Williams and I came up with this idea for this superhero called Bitboy, and it was supposed to be a comic series. It was going to be a cartoon. I know there's a music video that we're all going to make a music video. You guys seen that one? That somebody made like right at the peak of this market. And people are like, when people are making music videos and cartoons, like that's time to exit, What ended up happening is I worked so hard in the bear market. Like you can ask my wife, where's my wife at? Is she here somewhere? Did I or did I not work 20-hour days for 9 months straight? Yeah. 9 months straight until TJ came on my team. I worked 20 hours a day. Now, of course, there were some days I crashed, but in general, I worked harder than any person you've ever seen work. I did shovel gravel when I was younger. That was pretty hard. So it wasn't quite the manual labor, but I sacrificed basically for 9 months my family, my health, everything to build what I built. How many of you guys do anything in crypto on social media or content creation? Okay, cool. I love that. I love that. I love looking across the room and saying, wow, this could be the guy that takes me out one day, your channel will pass by. I encourage everybody, if you are creating content and you don't think that you're going to be the biggest and best at what you do, like you're not doing it right. You got to have that confidence to be able to do that. But the fact is that everybody's looking for a shortcut, and so you get these people that come into crypto, they want to get rich overnight, and then even if they do, the people that do get rich overnight, they end up losing it all overnight, right? That's what happens. Because you've got to be in for a long enough time to be able to see the cycles through, to understand, to mature, and to get all the information that you need to become the best investor or the best developer or anything in crypto that you can be. I was in Dubai this week, which was my first time on that side of the Atlantic Ocean. I'd never been to Europe, never been to the Middle East. You guys know I'm as American as America gets. You guys know the classic American that people around the world hate? It's me, and I accept it, and I understand it. But the fact is that I was in Dubai, and I got to see Carl and Chris from MM Crypto. Like, obviously, those are some of my good friends. I'd never met Carl in person before. I had met Chris before. I was out there with Altcoin Daily as well, Gareth Soloway. And I was talking to MM Crypto, and, he said this thing of like, it's good to work hard, but work smarter, not harder. And obviously, that's true, right? We all want to work smarter than harder. But you can't replace the hard work. You still got to do the hard work, even if it's easy or hard work. Now my working smarter rather than harder is having people like Justin Williams or DZ or TJ that come in and do stuff with us. and I'm able to delegate, and I don't have to be everywhere at once, which allows me to like go to Dubai. I can go to Dubai and do a conference there, and the show still goes on. You have a lot of people that talk about retirement, talk about like, yeah, I want to build this thing so one day I can step down and blah, 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 blah. No, y'all are stuck with me because I freaking love crypto. Like, I love crypto. And I think a lot of these people, they are in it for the money. And that's not wrong. That's okay. It's okay that they're in it for the money, because why do you go to your job? Do you go to your job because you really, really love sitting in a cubicle and typing up, TPS reports or whatever? What that thing from Office Space, TPS reports? I need a cover for my memo for my TPS reports. I deeply, passionately, like from my heart, care about where this goes. Not only because I think the world is going to a really dark place if we don't have something. I've said a lot of times, like, I'm not saying crypto is the answer, but it's the only chance that we got. There's nothing out there right now that's going to guard us from the World Economic Forum, that's going to guard us from centralization, that's going to guard us from censorship. This is all that we got. So if this doesn't work, we're all screwed. So we work on bills and legislation. We're working on right now the anti-SBF bill, basically. I wish I could give you guys more details about that. We're trying to get, hopefully in the next month or two we'll be able to, but we're trying to fight against what these people are doing that want to destroy crypto. Like, I get my hands dirty. I call out Gary Gensler. Do I do that because it's fun or I like attacking people? No, it's because Gary Gensler freaking sucks and he's horrible for crypto. People need to know, and they need to understand this space can go to a very dark place. Inflation has been so rampant, and yet we haven't seen the inflation of wages, right? People are making the same amount for the same jobs they were doing 10, 15 years ago, but all the cost due to the fiat system has gone up, and that sucks, and I know what that's like. So yes, I worked really hard to get where I'm at. Yes, there's certainly a little bit of luck involved. You can work as hard as I worked, for sure, and not get the results that I got. And so I'm very thankful, and I feel very blessed about all that. But I still want to fight for the common person. I want you guys to all get that dream.
So this is a Cardano question, and in the thing you were talking about today, you talked about Cardano's going to catch up, the future is there, and the top ones, like you said, Space Buds, Ape Society. Do you think when all this explosion comes that now, while things are less, we should be hitting the blue chip Cardano things, not others?
Yeah, I think the right answer to that is yes. I think the answer is, it depends on the direction of the blue chip right now. If it's been going up considerably in price recently, then you may want to wait for it to come back down. If you can find some that are kind of going down a little bit, that would definitely be a good time to buy them. I do believe that the NFT space or Cardano is a way that it can catch up to Ethereum, at least in volume of NFTs. That's not going to push it past Ethereum total, right, or in market cap. But when you're looking at the explosion of Cardano NFT ecosystem, it is superior. I think you are looking at right now some things that will end up being like CryptoPunks, or will end up being up like Bored Apes. There are some in there that are like that.
You mentioned politics. What's something that we as just average crypto people can do to actually make a difference in politics?
Yeah, that's a great question. Number one, I would say, guys, I'm a one-issue voter. No surprise for people, probably which way that I lean. I definitely lean one way for sure. But if you come out and you're against crypto, I'm not voting for you. I'm not voting for you. Because even if we look at all the other hot button issues, whether it's, government handouts, or whether it's, Second Amendment, or whether it's, anything really, none of that stuff is going to matter if we lose our freaking country, right? If we become controlled by the technocracy, where it's all Amazon and Facebook are running our country, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So I would say, obviously voting and standing up for people that are pro-crypto, and then being willing maybe to cross the aisle if the other person is pro-crypto and your person's not. I can't support somebody that's coming after my livelihood. I can't support that. I may have it one time. I can't when you come out and make a stance against Bitcoin. It makes no sense. Is there more bills coming out that are pro-crypto? Call your congressman, call your senator, say, I want you to vote this way on this. This is the most important issue of our time right now. The question is, are we going to be ruled by overlords and in cages? That's the question. And so I think, to me, like, this is the biggest thing we have going on right now. So supporting the bills. Hopefully we're going to be able to roll out our bill pretty soon. That's more of a federal instead of just on a state level. And people are going to be really excited about it, I believe. So we still got to have some things fall in our way to really push it forward. But when stuff like this comes out, that you get more supportive of that stuff, because that's the stuff that affects us long term. And some of you guys may be on a longer timeline to get the money you want to get. We look at diminishing returns on these Bitcoin cycles. We're going to need this to go the right direction, so that's what I would say on that.
So building up a company, going about it the way that you did, how did you prioritize your time then versus how you prioritize your time now between your family, your kids, your business, your faith, everything?
So here's one of the things I'm the very, very, very most proud of is that when I went through all that, where I worked 20-hour days, I told my wife, I said that, where did she disappear? She left. She must have met another rich guy. Come on, honey. Oh, she'd kill me if she knew I said that. So I did sacrifice my family for a time, but here's what I'm really proud of, is that I told my kids, and I told my wife, I said, this year, which was 2020, I'm gonna work so hard, and you're barely gonna see me, and I'm gonna miss things. But I said, once we get to where we're going, I will never have to do that again. And a lot of men that are in powerful positions, you know what they do? They just want more and more and more and more and more. And they end up cashing in those promises and not doing those kinds of things. And so one thing I've been really proud of is that, I was able last year to coach my kids' travel baseball team while I was doing everything I'm doing. At 5 o'clock, after around the blockchain a lot of days, at 5:35 or so, I got a whole other life I live, taking the kids to the ballpark, coaching, my daughter playing tennis, me and my son are doing jujitsu. These are the kind of things that I'm very proud that I actually do now. And so my piece of advice is, as you're building a business, there are sacrifices that have to be made or you will not get to where you need to go. But just when you get to where you're trying to go, recognize that you're there and be thankful for it, and then honor all those promises. And so don't just keep trying to add on. So what's the best way to eat an elephant? Now start with a tail. No, it's one bite at a time. That's what they say. Don't start with a tail. That'd probably be a bad place to start. All right, let's start with giraffe. If you had to eat a giraffe, how would you do it? By the neck, right? Do you guys know how much a giraffe weighs? Who thinks they know? 4,000 pounds. Isn't that crazy? A moose weighs 1,500 pounds. You wouldn't think a giraffe would outweigh a moose by that much, but it did. They're girthy animals, guys.